Deion Sanders gets 7-word ultimatum for costly last-minute decision after son Shedeur's rescue message. It's one thing to lose a game, but it's another to watch it slip away because of a coach's decision, or indecision. Colorado had every chance to steal overtime from Georgia Tech, but instead, the clock bled out. With 2 timeouts burning a hole in his pocket, Deion Sanders stood still, and the Buffaloes ended their opener with a Hail Mary and a whole lot of regret. Fans weren't just frustrated, they were furious, and some came with an ultimatum. The setup was perfect for late-game heroics. Down 27-20 after Haynes King ripped off a 45-yard touchdown run, Colorado had 1:07 on the clock and 2 timeouts to work with. That's prime territory for a march downfield, or at least a shot at overtime. Instead, the Buffs managed just 6 plays before time ran out. When asked afterward, Deion Sanders defended his choices, insisting Colorado got out of bounds enough that using timeouts wasn't necessary. "I think we got out of bounds a couple times, so we didn't have to take them, so that's what transpired," he said. On paper, that might sound logical. In reality, that clock never stopped after the drive's first play until Salter scrambled out of bounds with just 18 seconds left. By then, it was too late. Everybody was throwing haymakers at Deion Sanders for his poor clock management. The New York Post called the move bizarre timeout management, and TalkSport's headline was even more blunt, "Got to learn." And former NFL tight end George Reister hopped on his podcast and didn't mince words. "I like Deion, I root for Colorado to win." However, his clock management at the end of the game, keeping 2 timeouts and ending up having to settle for a Hail Mary, was terrible clock management. And the worst part about it was that he tried to defend it. There were about 30-some seconds left, they had 2 timeouts, and instead of calling one there, he let the time run down to try to run another play. It was a bad deal. He should have called timeout. Then came the knockout punch, a 7-word ultimatum: when you screw up, you gotta admit. Absolute on money. The problem wasn't just the decision itself, it was also the defense of it afterward, which made it seem like he wasn't owning the mistake. And that's the bigger point. Own it up. Colorado's drive was a time-wasting mess. Kaidon Salter's short completion on first down actually lost 2 yards, and by the time the Buffs got the second snap off, the clock was already under a minute. An 11-yard strike to Hyking Williams set up 3rd and 1, but instead of stopping the clock, Deion let it roll. Salter scrambled for a first down, and 12 seconds evaporated in the process. By the time he threw a near-miss bomb to Drellin Miller, the clock was down to single digits.